What's happening?
There we go.
Okay.
Just get whatever we can, I guess.
The NSA is recording us.
At least the
What's
list.
up, Dennis?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Fine?
Yeah, you?
Yes. All right. See if I can...
I feel left out. Everybody's wearing a hat. Hang on a second.
Well, it's cold.
Do I need to buy you a hat, Dennis? I ought to make Solo for Life hats.
That's what we need. We need merch.
Yeah. I remember I teased about making shirts one time, but there you go.
This is my Nintendo hat.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
There you go.
They got a Future Press made a strategy guide for all 3 Dark Souls games, including the DLC, but it's $1,000.
Bloody hell.
It was made.
Yeah.
It was released back in 2019. The original retail price was like $40, but now if you try to buy it on eBay, it's $1,000.
That's insane.
I want it so badly because it looks really cool.
That's how they get you. They know you want
it. That's the thing. You get collectors, and they will pay that out as well. I'm glad I've got enough room in my house to put any more crap. So
yeah, I know.
Buy anything like that now.
3/4 of my house is my kids' stuff.
Yeah, most of the stuff you see in my screen is my wife's stuff, except for the clown mask.
That's not smoke. That's how cold it is in here.
Oh wow!
Oh, I thought you were vaping.
I am, but I mean, it's so cold.
Jesus.
Yeah, it snowed over here last night.
Yeah, no, I keep freezing now, man. Let's see if I can do this.
Sorry, my dogs have just invaded my room.
Uh-oh.
Damn dogs.
Yeah, they saw I wasn't in the regular room, and they just decided to follow me right up here.
What is Master doing?
Oh.
He's not around.
Are those boxers?
Yeah, 2 of them.
I love boxer bulldogs.
Yeah, they're good fun.
They're really goofy dogs, very characteristic dogs.
Yeah, they're very loyal, but they can be a bit of a pain. Like, they're very mischievous as well, just by nature, I think.
My dog's like 15. There's like no mischievous about him anymore.
Oh,
What is that?
That's a good age for a dog.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah. So there is one thing I've been kind of thinking about recently with gaming, and that's the state of indie games and AAA games, and just the way, I don't know, there's big companies that are kind of just pumping these games out, and you can tell, they're just rehash of the original. There doesn't seem to be anything new. I mean, main ones I'm talking about is like Assassin's Creed. I mean, you've got COD, you've got FIFA and that sort of thing. Although they're extremely popular and they're obviously still selling really well, there must be something to it. But I don't know. I just feel like they need to start doing something different. And I think that's where indie games. Sorry.
I was saying the whole thing about it is that, like Call of Duty, like, it don't matter what the changes are, people are just gonna buy it.
Exactly, and I think that's the problem. Is it doesn't give companies the push to make a change, or like at least come out with a new IP or something like that, because the formula works and people keep repeating and buying them.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, actually, it's kind of funny. I had a friend the other day, or literally yesterday, should I say? He was telling my girl, he's like, because he came over, and he's like, this guy, I've been trying to get this guy to play Fortnite for fucking days now. I'm like, I don't fucking like Fortnite. He's like, he just plays all the weird and uninteresting games. I'm like, there's nothing uninteresting about the games I play.
I mean, people like to play what they're comfortable with. That's why they keep stuff like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, because they're comfortable with those games. They know what to expect, you know. And the moment they change something, you know, either small or significant, people start complaining. So that's why they usually just stick to the same formula and maybe change some stuff that's not too, you know, out of water for them.
But it sometimes feels like a habit though, because I've got, you know, I have nothing against those games, and like I've got a lot of friends who play them, but they all complain about the same thing. They're like, oh, you know, like they've got the new FIFA game. It's like, oh, why did I just pay 50 quid for the same game as last time? It's like, because everybody keeps moving on to the next game, especially if they're online, so they're gonna miss out. I think it's like that feeling of missing out as well, joining in with players and the rest of the people. And I don't know. It's just seems weird.
I mean,
I can't get. But they, again, that's just my, like, I'm not a big fan of those games to begin with, so my you know, I'm probably a little bit biased anyway.
well, what would you?
I mean, I don't think any of us are.
What would FromSoft have to do to just, you know, discourage you guys from buying their future game?
Or Discourage?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'd stop buying their games, but maybe I'd miss a title if they did something like a battle royale game or something like that. I just couldn't see myself enjoying something like that. And if they started going really mainstream and listening to, well, you know, like easy mode, you know, those stupid little arguments. If they start giving up their integrity, essentially, that'll be a real shame. I hope they stick to their guns and just do what they do best.
You know, with that argument, you know, it's one of those non-ending arguments. You know, you're never going to see the end of it, which is why we always see it. You know, we've seen it for probably for 20 years. We've seen that come up, and it's just kind of sparked even more so lately. And you're either going to be on the entitlement side or the artistic side about it. You either don't want to see art be, you know, become diluted by accessibility, or you just want to, you know, feel like everybody should be able to play however they want. So it's all about just choosing sides for that, basically.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I like the idea of what they're going to do next is the Armored Core game. There might be a sequel to that. I've seen gameplay of the other ones. Not really. I don't know. It seems cool. Completely out of what they usually do, I think, especially from previous years. But it'll be interesting to see them take things into a new direction and keeping that FromSoft formula going. I think that's what I love though. It's the FromSoft formula guarantee. You know you're going to get something certain from it. You know that kind of that it scratches that itch. I don't get that with a lot of other games. Yeah, and that's what it is for me, really.
You know what IP they should go back to is Kingsfield and make it like a Skyrim game.
That'd be cool.
That's how it kind of was to begin with. You know.
Was that on PS3? Kingsfield.
I don't know what the latest one was, but I know that Kingsfield started out on the PlayStation, just the normal, and you know, I think the last one might have been on PS3, but I'm pretty sure all of the main games are on PS1, PS2. So, all right.
I'm sure FromSoft, if they really felt confident enough to release a new Kingsfield, they definitely would. I don't think they would suffer in sales if they, you know, executed it properly and designed it well enough. Because they definitely, I played a little bit of the original Kingsfield. I actually got it on my shelf behind me. I have the first one and the second one. I played a little bit of the first one, and the level design is, you know, is pretty unique, and the enemies and everything. I just didn't really care much about. I'm not a big fan of first person, you know, sword and shield gameplay.
Yeah.
I liked in Oblivion enough to enjoy the game, but I don't know how I enjoy it now. I think I tried Oblivion. Wow.
There was a game I really enjoyed called Hex, and it was back on the N64, and it was kind of that first person, kind of like more medieval kind of Doom, I suppose, but more handheld melee weapons. It was kind of cool, but like you said, I'd rather like third person sort of games rather than first person. I think that's why I've never gotten. That's the reason I've never played Skyrim, to be honest. but it looks like an amazing game.
Skyrim just
the thing about Skyrim and Oblivion is that they're like, and Fallout are like that. They're the only games that are like fully like free. Like you can do literally whatever you want, and then the mods to add to it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
I really liked the mysteriousness of Oblivion a lot more. I think I appreciate the world in Oblivion significantly more in Skyrim. I think it's just because the.
No, I agree. It was definitely better, just less graphics.
I just wish they would maybe properly update it, and that way they can get rid of all those bugs that kind of just destroys the game basically, because the DLCs really mess it up. So, well, one of the DLCs messed up for me and I couldn't finish it. There's also you can't cure vampirism on the console version. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how the PC fix works exactly. I don't know if they just paid attention to patching it more, but I know
you had to go through a long mission to cure vampirism, so it almost wasn't worth it.
I think what happened was I was able to find the vegetation or whatever, the stalk that I needed to cure vampirism, and the lady wouldn't accept it, and that's how I couldn't cure myself from it.
Yeah, that's another thing about the game, that you can screw it up by hitting someone.
Yep. One thing I really liked about Oblivion is how you can kill someone, kill an NPC, and they just stay there forever. They just lay on the ground. They're always there.
Wait, they don't disappear afterwards.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's a nice touch.
I love stuff like that. I mean, Dark Souls does the same thing, unless you quit and reset, then they just go back to their spawn points. But yeah, Oblivion, if you kill someone and right where they you kill them right where they stand, they'll just stay there for however long you have that save file. But Skyrim, they have a special room where they send the bodies.
All right.
Yeah. Someone found it exploring the game out of bounds, and they discovered this little, I think it was a cross-shaped room where they just dump all the NPC bodies.
I kind of like it kind of like eternalizes people, like the NPC's deaths. Kind of just reminds you, like, yeah, you killed this one. They're staying there as a reminder. Kind of like that.
And I
like how.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I liked how Fable did it. If you killed someone, you could buy their house.
Where? What is that?
Fable.
Oh.
I
didn't play too much of Fable. I don't remember much about it. I know you can find condoms and stuff in the ground.
Yeah, it was a pretty wacky game.
I don't know if they release a collection of it. I might have to try it again. If they don't they already have a collection somewhere?
Oh yeah, on Xbox.
Yeah, it's not on PC.
I've never played it. My brother said they were really cool, but yeah, I never got a chance. Isn't that where you can kind of choose your side, like evil or good?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
How's it going? How are you? Pretty good. Can I get a pack of Marlboro 100s too?
He's just shopping.
Double tasking.
Oh yeah.
I was playing Resident Evil 7. I've been playing Resident Evil 7 again lately, and I was doing this one challenge that's kind of like Nazi zombies on Call of Duty. And it's been it was a really fun challenge. It only has 2 modes. You can pretty much just have regular and hard mode. And I recorded footage of I think it was my 3rd attempt or something like that, and I wasn't really intending on going through with it, but I made it to the last round. I was like, well, I might as well try to see if I can make it through, and I really got down to just having a knife.
Excellent, thank you.
And one of the bakers came. At the final round, you had to fight the father baker, Jack Baker, again with the little motorized clippers that he carries around. And I got down to one little tiny knife, and I had to poke him around, and I already used all my health and my revive potion. And then he was about to charge for an attack, and I slice him one more time, and he falls. I'm like, oh my god! The whole thing was like a horror movie. I'm gonna upload on the group later because I recorded it.
That sounds ridiculous. Yeah, see, like that's the reason I can't play Resident Evil games. Like I always assumed it when I first played them that you just have to kill everything in sight, and I was like, I've never got enough ammo. But yeah, like
Yeah, it's actually
being
supposed to
able to like
strategize,
get
not
down to a
using
knife and
less
still
ammo.
survive.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, I was saying you usually have to strategize how to use less ammo. Like I've had to learn to run by, because I got pretty into Resident Evil. I had to learn to just run by zombies in a certain way, but you had to like, because there's like they had such a large hitbox that getting around them usually results in you getting caught. But the fun thing about it is that, sorry, multitasking is kind of trying to keep my head straight. Yeah, no, like just like Resident Evil Village, you're going around, you can run out of bullets super fast and everything like that, and then you can. Man, I kind of lost my train of thought. My bad. I had something going, and then it kind of just turned off.
It'll come back to you.
It's too early.
Dennis, have you
Are
played?
they remaking what's it called? Silent Hill. I saw like a really good graphical sort of introduction to what would look like the first one. When you're in that town and it's all like foggy and stuff. I'm not sure if they're remastering it or remaking it or something, but it looks pretty cool.
They remastered. I know how they remastered the second and third one for the 360 and such.
Mm-hmm.
Man, trying to like set my phone up without speed bumps knocking it over.
They really need to start utilizing fog in video games again. They feel like the fog was used for rendering, draw distance, and ever since they were able to have the capabilities of not using fog to hide bad graphics. I mean, I really miss seeing fog because it adds so much atmosphere.
Oh yeah, right. Like I mean, it kind of just it's that like element of surprise, something just coming at you from like 30 feet away, and just it's kind of cool.
It happened 2 a lot more. 3 they didn't use the fog at all. They just used like really grimy rust kind of looks. Second one, like you would just be walking around and all of a sudden this dog would just pop out of the mist. And, but yeah, they did that. You know why they did that, right? You already said it. Man. But yeah, I think they should do stuff like that too.
It was weird with the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy, how they just removed all the fog when the game first came out. And
the rain looks atrocious.
Yeah, they fixed the rain, and they eventually added fog, but it was just such a weird decision to take the fog out because when you're flying in a helicopter, it just looks like a square platform with a bunch of cities on it floating in water. That's such an odd thing.
What was that now?
The Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition. They just
like,
oh, we don't need fog anymore because the draw distance is better.
Yeah,
the fog is what makes it look immersive.
Yeah, well, they did the same because people were complaining on the Switch Online with some of the N64 games, like Ocarina of Time. There's like in the water temple where you have to fight yourself. You fight Dark Link, and there's like this one particular room. It's all water, and then you've got this kind of like loads of fog, and it just kind of I suppose it's a bit more immersive. I've never really noticed until I saw it side by side, but they've recently fixed it and put the fog back, and people were really unexpected by it, but it's made a huge difference to that because it's such a classic encounter, and it's kind of it just looked like they took all the textures away and now they've kind of put it back again, which is really nice. So it's nice they listen to the fans.
Yeah, I actually stopped playing Grand Theft Auto because I was into it, and I'm like, this does kind of feel dumbed down, and then I kind of like spaced the fact that they can update games nowadays.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's one nice thing I do.
I'm definitely going to get Grand Theft Auto 5 whenever it comes out for PS5 because I haven't played it in so long that I think I've forgotten everything.
Are they due to release a 6th one soon? I mean, they've been re-releasing 5 like over and over now.
Oh yeah.
They have been adding like tons of DLC to it. I don't play it, but I mean, I know that they have been adding like 50 games basically to the 5.
Mostly online content, but they have been adding secrets to the single player.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I don't know what they're going to do for 5 that's going to make it special. Hopefully it's something, maybe a DLC. I think there's some kind of DLC but I think it's online only, but I'm not sure. I haven't really gotten a straight answer on that, because it shows Franklin being rich and he's older, and other characters return, but I'm not exactly sure how that fits with single player and online.
So do all the GTAs kind of have like a running story through it, or are they related? Do they tend to be related to each other, or is it more of a like Easter eggs?
Yeah, I mean, usually the stories are connected to the main background story. You got some missions that don't really matter; it's just filler.
I mean, like, are they related to like previous games?
Oh, you mean no? There are loose.
Like you mentioned, characters coming back in 5 and stuff like that.
Yeah, the main character from Grand Theft Auto 3 comes back in both Vice City and San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
I don't know about the fucking 5th one, and I am on the wrong side of the pump.
One character from Grand Theft Auto 4, one of the DLCs, he actually makes an appearance in number 5.
Okay. I thought they were just kind of individual, like unrelated.
No, not Nico. The biker dude you play as.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Because that was like my favorite one, the Lost and Damned.
Yeah, that was really fun. I
tried playing the Ballad of the Ballad of Tony, the Ballad of Gay Tony, and man, I've never seen so much dick in a video game. Filled with it. I mean, the name implies it, I guess.
Well, doesn't Cyberpunk show a lot of dicks?
I mean, you can literally adjust the size and everything about it.
And then it would just poke out of your pants. Look at me.
I'm still waiting for that to hit PlayStation Plus so I can at least try it out.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
That's a good game. I just don't think it like had a bunch of stuff going for it really to begin with.
Yeah, it didn't really look that great to me personally.
I mean,
the best thing they had about it was that Keanu Reeves was kind of hyping it up.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't really trust it, because they were spending all that money on Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. I like Keanu, but yeah. I mean, yeah. a celebrity's endorsement into gaming doesn't really instill that much trust. It's like, are you doing this just because you don't have faith in your game and you just want to boost it, or what are you trying to do? I mean,
it's weird too because they made such a great game beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, why rely on it? You have a fan base already.
Yeah. Mind you, I don't know if you've seen the Matrix one yet. That looks pretty insane. Yeah.
I heard it was lackluster at the same. Yeah. With graphics being phenomenal.
Oh.
What's that?
Is it actually out yet, or?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I know the demo's out, and that's what people have been playing.
The game. I thought you were talking about Matrix 4.
Well, I want to see the movie. I mean, that'll be cool.
I really enjoyed it. It's all right. I know a lot of people hate it, but yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, I heard people either love it or they hate it. But
the thing is, like, Matrix isn't a great franchise to begin with. It's not amazing. It's never been an amazing film. Like, the first one was cool, but like, if it didn't have Keanu Reeves in it, I probably wouldn't even bother. Just because he's a really nice, cool guy. Like, that's the reason I watched it. And it was kind of like a nice flashback to previous films. That was kind of cool, but it's a fun sci-fi movie. That's probably about it. I wouldn't think too much into it. It's got like some underlying, like I don't know, what do you call it? Like a moral story. I don't know. You know what I mean? But all in all, it's okay.
Kind of like
Ghostbusters was cool though. I enjoyed that one. The most recent one. That's good.
Life.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like they completely ignored the latest one, the last one.
They ignored Ghostbusters 2 and female Ghostbusters.
You know the funniest thing is that you know how like that year they were basically releasing movie after movie with females replacing the main franchise.
Like Ocean's.
I mean, so yeah. You know that Ocean's. I don't remember which Ocean's movie it was, but like some Ocean, one of the Ocean's movies, the recent one, where it was like Sandra Bullock and fucking Rihanna and just and a few others, Helen Carter from all the Tim Burton films. Anyways, so I lost my train of thought again. So I was saying the part about it that's funny is that when I watched it, I was like, all right, cool, add a female cast, that's fun. And it ended up just being like, oh, because they're women, they should have no struggle. Like I don't have a problem with that, but there was literally no conflict. They completed their task and that was it. Like they did what they set out to do. There was no difficulties in doing it, and it was just easy.
I mean, imagine if the female Ghostbusters they struggled really hard. What if they, wrote it where they were struggling really hard to create a business and fight the ghosts. I think it would have been a lot better as a film because I mean, obviously, you want to be able to see heroes struggle, so they
like a challenge, Yeah,
exactly. Like there has to be that turmoil.
Like people were saying, "Oh, you didn't like the female Ghostbusters." Like, no, it had nothing to do with the fact they were female Ghostbusters. It was just a really badly executed film.
Hey, the trailer didn't help either. The trailer was really.
It was like they complained about like, oh, the men in the previous films were masochistic pigs, blah blah blah. They're just kind of throwing things out of proportion, and then they gave all the women like really awful personalities, like really one-dimensional, and it was like, why are you writing these characters just so unlikable and just forcing the humor? It just wasn't funny. I don't know.
No, I agree.
Because I've seen them in like separate films, like some of the cast who play in it, and I was like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. This could be, this might actually be something, but it just wasn't. I'm just blaming the writers. They fucked it up.
Was really good.
Yeah, there's like nothing wrong with the female cast or the fact that they're all females. It was just the fact that they made a movie that doesn't follow any good structure, and they basically just so they can have a female cast because that was when that whole women's strength thing or whatever was going like really strong. Weird how that trends, but.
I thought Spy was really funny with Melissa McCarthy. At the beginning, one of the dudes, he's holding a gun towards someone. He sneezes and instantly shoots the guy in the face. I thought that was really funny.
Reminds me of Boondock Saints when the guy slams the table and shoots the cat.
Oh, I need to see that.
You haven't seen Boondock Saints?
No, that has Norman Reedus in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like my number one film. That is my absolute favorite movie of all time.
I think my wife has that actually on DVD.
Oh,
sorry,
my God,
what was you referring to?
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints. I don't think I've seen it. No.
Yeah, you gotta see that movie, dude. It's phenomenal. It's like Norman Reedus.
Can you put me a reminder in the chat?
Oh yeah, I definitely will. You guys, it's like
because I've already forgotten your name.
If I had to sell something, that would be the number one thing.
Okay, cool.
Dennis,
always looking for something new.
Sorry, I'm like texting and driving. That's not and doing a podcast. Not doing a good combination right
now. Dennis, do you only have a PC or do you have other things, other systems?
Well, I've got a PS4, I've got a Switch, PC. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few consoles.
I've been wanting all of us to kind of just get on Dark Souls and just kind of do like a kind of like a summon sort of challenge thing where we all of us kind of cap out at one attack input, and then we all attack one at a time, attack the boss one at a time. Like I go attack, then I back off, someone else comes and attacks and backs off. Just kind of do something coordinated like that.
I saw, I saw you putting it in the chat earlier. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I think
if I can get it really cheap on PlayStation, the only problem is I'd have to start playing through it again just to get to those points.
I mean, I figure all of us can summon each other and just defeat the bosses over and over and get a bunch of souls and stuff.
Yeah.
Just for fun. I mean, I'm
sure
absolutely. We've played the games by ourselves plenty of times.
Yeah.
I was playing through Dark Souls earlier, doing that 10-hit challenge. I was streaming it earlier. I didn't realize I was
the 10-hit challenge.
Huh?
What, getting hit 10 times and then you lose?
No, hitting the boss 10 times. Only 10 times.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I was streaming this morning for it, and I realized my voice was being recorded with the webcam, which sounds terrible. So I deleted the stream. But I plan on streaming it again later, just doing the Bell Gargoyles and Capra, 10 hits. Bell Gargoyles is a little more complicated because you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
As long as I still get 10 hits just to defeat the boss in general, I think you kind of have to create your own rules because it's just not going to work.
So what are the parameters? Do you have to have a certain weapon so you do enough damage to be able to do it? Or
yeah, I use a calculator. I go on I go on Wikipedia and find out how many health points they have, and then I divide that by my attack input to kind of guesstimate how many strikes it's going to take to take them down.
Cool.
And it's pretty close most of the time, as long as it's around 10.
Yeah.
Now sometimes it's a little bit more attack points, depending on how you attack them, I suppose.
I suppose depending. Do appendages like say you hit a weak point, like a tail, maybe you do more damage, or is that a thing? I'm thinking of Monster Hunter at the moment, aren't I?
I think removing the tail does do more damage. So
okay,
from what I remember, but so that's why I got to be careful, because if I end up hitting less than 9 and hitting more than 10, I kind of need to start over because I didn't really commit to the challenge.
Yeah.
Very careful and just memorize, because remember I gotta be able to tag the boss and read the boss and also count how many strikes I'm doing.
What about a boss that has like a large health bar?
Yeah, that's I made sure I looked through all the bosses. I think Manus has the most health. Manus Father of the Abyss, and I think you can get strong enough
to do with 10 hits.
Yeah, to get him in 10 hits. When it comes to the other games, it's a little bit more complicated, but I know Dark Souls is possible.
Cool. Yeah, I can't say I've ever attempted like a proper challenge in them so far.
Well, I've never seen anything
I'd like to.
specific like that, like 10-hit challenge or the perfection.
No, definitely, yeah.
I just
that's an interesting one.
It's fun doing something you feel like you're discovering for the first time. I know it's nothing groundbreaking with doing a 10-hit challenge. It's just specific enough to really make it feel special.
Yeah.
Now the perfection challenge, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that, where you just gotta that you got the no damage and stuff, but you also got to make it stylish too. I'm trying to figure out the rules for it, because I don't want it to look boring, but I also don't want to make it look too easy.
I kind of wanted to do just a fist challenge, you know what I mean, where you only use your hands or any weapons that are hands only.
Like casters or something. Yeah. That'd be cool. I tried doing one of those once. I was trying to do a Dragon Ball Z run. I just gave my character like really blonde hair, and then just I think I was literally just punching things, just trying to build up my
lightning strikes.
Yeah, like I think I had that as well. I leveled up some faith, so I had some lightning strikes and stuff like that. It was really good fun. It was fun, that one, but it wasn't that it wasn't that much of a challenge, to be honest, because you had faith and you had decent attack damage. So sometimes it's just fun doing something
it was a
different,
fun
isn't
idea.
it? Yeah.
I forgot how similar the Taurus demon was compared to the Flame Lurker. 'Cause I was fighting him this morning. And he's basically the Flame Lurker, but without being on fire, and he also has a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't do this attack where he slams his fist down. He does have that step back and strafe, that slight strafe that he does that damages you just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can consider this attack like his slam down, his weapon slam attack, really. But how you approach him is very similar to how you can properly take down a flame lurker. But where you hit him, you back off, let him attack for a little bit, then get back, hit him again, and then back off. Because the flame lurker is it can be a little complicated because he's on fire, so it's gonna damage you if you stay too close to him. So you got to make sure you attack him and then back off. And same thing goes for the Taurus demon. You can't hug him the entire time because he's going to sidestep or something, and you're going to take damage.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't like fighting him on the bridge. I like fighting him on top of the tower.
Oh yeah, you can lead him up there, can't you? I did that by accident once.
I did that too. What's happening here? I dropped on him and I was like, "Oh man, I didn't realize I could do that." And then I got him stuck because I dropped off the thing, hit him like that, and then he just would not come on top of the tower. So I just kept climbing the ladder, dropping back down and striking him. I'm pretty sure it's just a glitch, but I got no hit from it. I was like,
nice.
And then everyone was saying how the Capra demon was so hard, but
yeah,
I
never understood that one.
Yeah, because I never utilized that stair trick where you just run up the stairs and you keep dropping down, and he takes little damage each time you do it.
I think the stair tactic's worse.
Yeah, it's a little difficult actually. I like the one tactic.
I used to lead him around and then jump off the stairs on top of him, like with a plunge attack. But I kill the dogs first, and then he's kind of a piece of cake. You can just, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, as long as you can get a good hold of the dogs first, you can just kind of walk back and forth in the arena, fish his lunge attack, and just knock him out.
Yeah.
As long as those dogs comply, those dogs can really.
Yeah, well, that's.
Yeah. I like that trick where you throw the dung balls over the wall and you hit the Capra demon and you can kill him without even walking into the arena.
Oh, really? What? With toxic?
Yeah. It never stops. Like it doesn't wear off. So as soon as you get him that toxic effect, you can literally just watch his health bar on the other side of the wall deplete, and then it'll say you won. It's like, oh well.
Nice.
Definitely an interesting option. I don't think I'll ever do it because I like fighting him too much.
I had to cheese the demon of hatred. I fucking jumped up on this
tower.
Yeah, the tower, and then after like letting him hit this place for like 3 times, get him stuck in the tree. You jump on the tower, you jump across, and then he just walks off the edge. It's like, And that was like after 50 tries, though. I was like, I'm done. I thought he was a main boss. I was like, I just want to continue the story, find out he's an optional boss, and I'm like, now I don't know where to go. Still,
that was probably like I still haven't beaten the last boss yet. I got so close several times, and I just keep having like too long a break, and then I keep losing my rhythm. And I go back to it. I'm like, oh, I can do it today, and I'm like, shit, I need to train myself up again in Sekiro. I feel like I should just start again from the beginning and then just do a full run. But
you mean like because it's not like you can change your build up, so it's not really going to be much different.
No. I should just. I mean, there's the boss rush, so I could just practice like a bunch of bosses, I guess.
Oh, I hope Elden Ring has that boss rush option.
Yes,
because I love like the boss and just practice on him.
Yeah. Like that's one thing I really like. I love the bosses in Dark Souls 3. Like they're probably my favorite out of all of the games. But like sometimes I do just want to fight the bosses and not having to play through the entire game again just to like get back to the Abyss Watchers or something like that. Be cool. I like that. It's a nice option.
Yeah. I haven't tried the boss run yet, but I should because I haven't fought Owl. I have fought Owl, but I haven't fought the Dream Owl.
Oh yeah, our father. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
The boss rush is actually more generous than it appears, because at first I thought you only had to use the gore, the limited amount of gores that you have, but you can actually rest and replenish them between each boss.
Yeah. Oh, you can you? Oh, okay.
What? Yeah.
Well,
Come on. What?
this is probably a good spot to start. I need to go baby shopping. So,
Oh yeah, exciting.
if we can get everybody on here, you, Alex, Dennis, and Blake, I would like to, introduce ourselves and maybe explain how you guys found the group, or how you got into the series, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, how you started. And I figured that would be an interesting start.
I kind of forgot how I got into the group. I remember I just added it. I was like heavy into Dark Souls. I was like, this is life right now.
I don't remember where you found it. You just found it
I just kept seeing Zach's post popping up and all the hate, and I was like, who is this guy? I was like, why is everybody else so fucking toxic?
I know. I don't really, it's weird how people just despise me. It's like,
because I don't even get why. It's just I think people don't like the fact that they're challenged on their
they have to use their brains.
they don't like being able to. I mean, I hate the I hate to call people dumb, but it's just so strange. It seems like a very simple question to me personally, but I don't know, maybe to them it just makes them kind of twitch or something. They also don't like Soul's Blood, which I don't really see as a big deal.
Because I think
it's really weird. It's like weird brainwashing right now, because there's been times where I was like I was I was reading an article and I was like, Bloodborne. I was like no, it's Souls. I was like, hang on, which one's the which one's the one?
Well, it just
so I'm using Soul's Blood on occasions as well. So yeah,
well,
it's kind of
I mean, it's like with hot dogs. Most people call sausages and buns hot dogs. But there's also many different ways you can call a hot dog, like Frankfurter.
Yeah.
Family Guy Peter Griffin called a hot dog a Frank. So it's,
yeah.
I kind of apply that logic to it. But a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, that's food. That's not video games." I'm like, yeah, but you're missing it conceptually. You're just not.
Yeah.
I mean, there was never a meeting to say that Soul. I can't even remember which one is it. Soulsborne. Is that the right?
Soulsborne.
Yeah, I'm having a complete brain fart right now. So never mind. Just ignore me.
Soulsborne, Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
I had some people ask me if I'm going to add more since Sekiro and Elden Ring, but I think I'd rather keep it on Soul's Blood.
Yeah, I'm sure people know what you're talking about. But when you start taking letters and bits, it's gonna get confusing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
We'll
definitely talk later more if you guys want to.
Definitely.
I'll try and join in if I'm still awake.
All right.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's only 7 o'clock right now.
Oh, for sure. How late do you stay up?
Later.
About 1 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock. I just have to be, mindful, just because wife's usually in bed by then.
Yeah, I feel it.
All right, we'll see.
You gotta be quiet.
All right. Hey, cheers for that was cool.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Peace out, guys. Have a good day.
All right, take it easy. Bye.
Yep. All right. Bye.